London's Grenfell Tower was the place many residents were meant to feel safe. Nearly 8 years since the fire engulfed the building, killing 72 people, it remains a symbol of tragedy. The UK government has announced it will demolish the tower, prompting anger from survivors and families of those who've died.
Nearly 8 years on from an unspeakable tragedy, a decision. Grenfell Tower will be demolished. The government says it will be done sensitively.
We were children when Grenfell happened, and we're adults now.
But for those who quite literally grew up in the shadow of the tower, that brings little comfort.
I'm not happy with the decision. I would prefer for the building to stay up. I think it's something that the community has seen for the last 8 years. We see it every day. You can see it from multiple points of the area. And to me, taking it down is kind of like forgetting what's happened. It's comforting for me that the tower is still up because it's a sense of, I don't know, it feels like in a way like their souls are still there, they're still in the community, they're still with us.
The government say their decision was taken on the back of independent expert advice. Structural engineers concluded it was not practicable to remediate the damaged structure. It would have to be deconstructed, and there was an ongoing risk with retaining the structure in its current condition. The tower will be carefully dismantled, with work set to begin after the 8th anniversary this summer. It's thought it will take about 2 years. And not all residents think the decision is the wrong one.
There is no argument about, and should not be any argument by anyone who's actually bothered to look at the material, to understand that you cannot argue for the maintenance of 13 floors of a damaged structure that is being held up with 6,000 props.
Rightly or wrongly, the decision on the tower is now taken, but decisions on what replaces it remain. Survivors and residents say they want their voices at the heart of any plans for a memorial. But for many, the most fitting memorial would be not a garden or a building, but a prosecution. Police have said that charges won't be announced until late 2026. Trials the following year, a decade on from the fire.
The families are quite right. It's taken too long. And by the time they get to cases that are entering the courts, memories fade, documents disappear, and all the rest of it. You've got all those other complications. And of course, many other people have died in the interim. So there's a big lesson here. This should never have been put off in the way that it was.
Many families fear that once the tower is gone, their voice will go with it. It's up to the government to ensure that doesn't happen. Matthew Thompson, Sky News, Grenfell Tower.